All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
Can hear you clearly.
Hello.
Good. All right. We're getting the volume going. All right. How's my volume over there? Can you guys hear me or no?
Yes, here.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm going to pin you guys to the center here. So you can see you. Can everybody say hello here in Newburyport? Okay. Let's fix the screen a little bit so we can see more of everybody. Okay. Can we get a volume check on your end, Kazakhstan?
Testing.
Say hello.
Hello, testing.
Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think we're ready whenever you are.
We are ready too.
Okay. First of all, my name is Mr. Lawler. I'd like to say hi to Mr. Bedreau and the students. This is very cool for me because I've lived in Kazakhstan for 10 years, but I'm from Newburyport, Massachusetts, and I actually went to the Knock Middle School. So thank you guys for joining us, and I'll actually let our students take over. Nice to see you guys. Okay. Order. Presentation.
Hello everyone, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm really good, what about you? Okay, now I'd like to give you some information about Nazarbayev intellectual schools. Nazarbayev intellectual schools are created by the idea of the first president of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev. Nazarbayev intellectual schools are the experimental platform for the education system of Kazakhstan. Nazarbayev intellectual schools are different comparing to standard schools in Kazakhstan. For example, we have the system of trilingualism, which means that every student of our schools must be able to speak in 3 different languages and express their own ideas. These languages are Kazakh, Russian, and English. Some subjects in high school are taught in English language. For example, biology, ICT, physics, and chemistry. Now you know some information about Nazarbayev intellectual schools. What do you know about Kazakhstan?
Okay. So he's asking you guys a question now. Anybody raise their hand if they remember anything. That quick tip that I gave you this morning. What do you know about Kazakhstan? Mike.
Ethnic diversity.
Comment. Yes.
Oh, great. You guys do that. Okay. So we know that you guys have Kazakhstan has a lot of ethnic diversity.
What does that mean for your area?
Right. So the question that we have here is what are the different ethnic groups that are comprised in Kazakhstan's ethnic diversity?
Let me explain. Kazakhstan known for its numerous ethnic groups. There are about 125 ethnic groups in Kazakhstan, and the majority of them is Kazakhs. They make up about 70% of ethnic groups all over the Kazakhstan. Also, there are many Central Asians and Eastern Europeans.
Okay. All right. Cool. Anybody else here know anything else from Kazakhstan from the reading this morning? Mr. Marshall? No set religion, no national religion. Is that true?
Yes, that's actually true. Like, we don't have any religion here. It's not actually official, but we do have religions well spread here, and there are actually several of them, like really popular. I'm gonna list them. It's Islam, Christianism, and like there are a lot of other groups.
Yeah, we even have a Buddhism in Kazakhstan.
But there's no national state religion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's continue.
So we can tell you a little bit more about our republic. Kazakhstan is democratic and independent state with a stable economy and a win-win plan in the future. Our republic boldly declares itself about their rights and purposes. And I want to tell you about the momentous day in our history. It's 16th December in 1991, when that day is not only a holiday, that day when our republic adopted its independence, and that day is a result of hard working of our ancestors and of all Kazakhs at all.
Do any of you guys in Newburyport know how old Kazakhstan is? What year did it become independent?
1991.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
job! Yeah, good job! Absolutely, you've done your research.
So let's continue. I want to ask a question. What can you say when you look to this map?
All right, so when you look at the map, what do you guys see?
I see that Kazakhstan is in Asia and partly in Europe.
Yeah, you are right. That's true. That's true. Anything else?
Right. Pretty big.
Pretty big.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's similar to the, if I'm not mistaken, 7 France territory. So our territory is similar with the 7 France countries territory. So let's tell some other facts. Our country doesn't have the primary way to other oceans, so natural disasters like tsunami or tornado are dangerous for us. Also, I want to say some interesting facts that our border with the Russian country considered to be the longest border in the world.
Did you guys ask a question?
Moreover, Kazakhstan has a lot of sportsmen, singers, and songwriters who are known for their professionalism. Do you know any of them, or do you recognize the people on the slide?
Okay, so they're asking, do we recognize any of the people on the slide?
I know.
They are guessing that the
BTS?
yes, but I'm guessing that by your laughter, that's not correct.
No, but I can tell you, Mr. Boudreau, K-pop is quite popular in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
But it's very popular, but it's not BTS.
Okay.
Okay, let me tell you about these people. For example, Gennady Golovkin, who is on the first picture, is a Kazakhstani professional boxer and 2 times middleweight champion. He did an outstanding job in developing the sports influence here in Kazakhstan, and because the representatives of other countries started to recognize our country due to him. Also, Dimash Kudaibergen, who is on the second picture, is a singer and songwriter. It is important to mention that he was born here in Aktobe, which is our hometown. Also, he became really popular after participating in a TV show called I'm a Singer in China. And his amazing vocal abilities are the thing that Kazakh people are proud of.
And also, if you are interested in K-pop, I want to say that in our country we have a group as 91, and if you want, you can hear some, listen to some songs from their group, and I can think that they sing in both of English and Kazakh, and if you are interested, you're welcome.
Is K-pop popular in your country? Is K-pop popular in your country?
Yes.
Is K-pop popular in America?
Yes.
Yeah.
What bands?
Only if you like it.
Like, what percentage of, say, people in your grade like K-pop?
93.
93%?
One person said 90%, one person said
Oh, never mind.
3%.
Three.
Oh, 3%.
Okay.
Scientific data.
Okay, I want to know about other genres of music. So, can you name other genres of music in your country?
Alright, so they want to know about what are some popular musicians in our country. So somebody raised their hand, tell me a popular musician, Mr. Brown.
Kanye West.
Okay, Kanye West is
Kanye West.
rap art. Somebody else, different singer or artist that they like.
Do you guys know Kanye West?
Yes, of course.
Alright, so Nolan likes an older band from the 70s and 80s called Queen. Still popular today. Miss Cassidy.
If you're younger, Coco Melon. I'm serious, God.
Okay, Coco Melon. I haven't heard of that one, but that's okay. Carol, what were you going to say?
A lot of people here actually like Queens too.
We're gonna work on our enunciating here, guys. Just because if they're having a hard time hearing us, we're having a hard time hearing them. So when you say your answer, you gotta say it loud and proud.
Another
Little
one is
Mosey. Little Mosey.
Little Mosey. Okay. Bobby. Drake.
And
Drake. Okay.
Okay. And Michael.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. Okay.
another old one is the Beatles.
The Beatles. Okay. We have a wide variety of musical tastes. Cassidy.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande.
Rajan, you're giving thumbs up. Do you like all those bands?
We can recognize them all. They are also like really popular here. Almost everyone listens to them.
Okay. A lot of those guys are also popular in Kazakhstan. Great.
Thank you. During the Cold War, our country, Kazakhstan, used to be the part of Soviet Union. So our country made nuclear weapons during this time.
Next slide.
Yeah, continue the theme with nuclear weapons. There is a town located in exactly northeastern Kazakhstan called Semey, with a beautiful nature surrounding all of the town. But it decided to be the nuclear testing site during Soviet Union.
The Soviet Union considered the flat terrain surrounding Semipalatinsk the perfect place for a future nuclear bombing testing site. And it conducted almost 500 tests, paying little regard to the devastating effect it had on the local people and the environment. And as a result, over 1,000 people suffered and died from various forms of cancer. The birth rate of children with deadly genetic diseases has risen as the DNA of the population has been damaged forever. And the citizens are still undergoing the nuclear exposure, even though it's been decades since the testing site was closed. And the landscape is literally dotted with unnaturally formed lakes, and the wildlife is extinct. And today, look at the bottom right picture. There is a memorial standing right in Semipalatinsk, and it's dedicated to the countless victims of this disaster that the number of which is still growing.
Yes, it was a really terrible time, but national hero known as Uljas Suleimanov supposed to create the movement Nevada Semey, and with the support from with Kazakhstan, he managed to go the Semipalatinsk test site.
I have a question. Can you name people in this picture?
Nolan, who do you see?
The man on the left is Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, let's talk about second person. Second person is our first president, Nursultan Nazarbayev. He was the first leaderman who promotes non-nuclear world. So he made his first speech in the World Confederation about a peaceful world.
We told you about all of opportunities that our independence gave us, but we think that the most expensive gift is our peace in our country. That we don't want to stop there, because we want to share with that peace with all world. How we can do it? In our culture, we have proverb as biologinist, it says that we need to work as a big team and be cooperative to share peace in our world.
Okay. Now we have a question for you. How can we as a global citizens contribute to world peace?
Okay, so question for everybody here. Think about it for a moment. If you have an answer, raise your hand. How can we as global citizens contribute to world peace? Doesn't mean you have to go out a small world peace for everybody, but you think about it at a local level, think about it at the town level. Olin, what do you think?
So one way to contribute to world peace is thinking about others before you think about yourself. So being aware of the needs of others and not but treating them with respect.
Okay. You guys hear that?
Yeah, okay, that's right. It was a really good answer that we need to think about others, because we are living in this world where we really connect to each other. So it was a really great point.
It's a very important theme to discuss, so I want to add that I think we can do anything individually, but as Olzhas Suleimanov, we can create groups, co-work, cooperate, and solve the problems like Olzhas Suleimanov did, and take a part in making peaceful world.
So moreover, I want to add that I think we can do a little step in sharing peace in our world if we make the number of inclusive schools in our country grow. For example, our school is trying to develop its equipment, its infrastructure to make it comfortable to use for disabled students. And how do you think about it?
How do we think? Sorry, repeat that question. How do we think about what?
How do you think about inclusive education, about developing of infrastructure of our schools to make it comfortable for disabled students, for all?
Anybody get that? Education?
Inclusive education, guys. What's the situation with inclusive situation there? Do you have schools with facilities?
All right, so during the pandemic or right now?
Right now, in general, because we just started developing this approach, and we actually consider your country as a role model. So we'd like to know what is it like in your country?
So what school? Yeah, what's your day-to-day life stuff, Mr. Page?
We separated in different subjects like math, ELA.
ELA stands for what?
Language arts. Social studies. Government, how it works, issues in it. We also, in science, we do experiments. In Spanish, to learn the language.
Okay, thank you. Interesting. I think we brought some social studies. Yes, some of you wanted to talk? I think on the left corner.
Cooper, yeah. Question.
Wait, my question?
Oh, yeah, your answer, sorry.
We also have boards PE, art, and PE is physical education. Art, we have wellness, music tech, and
Great, thank you.
Do you have an advanced placement program at your school?
Advanced placement program?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cassidy.
Basically, you could like take algebra, so you don't have to do it in high school because by the time you graduate high school, like in like calculus, you have to.
You could get up to the AP Cal.
It like just makes you go faster for high school.
But yeah, in 8th grade, they don't have any AP level courses.
Okay.
They're getting there.
Yeah, and that's good. You're actually too young for that, probably. Lucky you. Okay, so I think we've got one more speech for like one of the contribution we could do for the worldwide peace. I think we've got one of the projects here that belongs to Arjan. Will you tell us more?
Actually, my project is called Sarpad. And it's project for food sharing. The main goal is to decrease the food waste of our country, and it's successfully working. It has a lot of good reviews from the citizens, and yeah, we're proud of it.
So, can I add something? The name of that project is Safad. In our country, in our nation, we have a tradition when we go to our friend's house, and we take something from that house to our house, because it's like a tradition, and that project is based on our cultural futures.
And can I ask you a question? Do you know of any projects that also like support the like contribute to the fight of the food waste?
Alright, we're talking about food waste. Alright, so they're saying like in their country they have a tradition where you go to somebody's house, you take something from them, you give some food. So what do people in America, do we do anything about food waste?
No, we gotta go.
Yeah, it sounds really bad.
Good. Michael, then Charlotte.
We have an optional compost system, which means we can take certain food leftovers and turn it into soil to grow new plants and new food.
Cool.
Okay. Charlotte.
Like my outside reviews, like we have great schools down to the field, like we are supporting it and the soil, which make more food.
Sure, that's something interesting, but we cannot hear you. Could you repeat, please?
Louder, please.
Alright, so Michael and Charlotte, you both are gonna have to be louder.
Okay. We have a compost system, which means we use certain food leftovers and then use it to either put it in or turn it into soil, which we then use to grow food plants and food.
Okay, that's actually a really good system.
That's great. We need to adapt that. Do we have anything like that? Because our school has a few like gardens here, so we can actually plant our own vegetables, right? On our territory. Do we have any system that similar to this one?
Well, I'm not sure, but there are some bins for organic like waste put in our school, and I think it goes somewhere like for recycle, or maybe it ends up in the same soil as you mentioned.
We're working on that, guys.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
we don't know.
Interesting. You guys know anything about veganism? Because recently we read a text about veganism actually in America, and we wanted to find out if it's really that popular in your country as it's described in our books.
Frugalism?
Veganism.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, we don't know what that, could you spell that for us?
Yes, that's basically the same. You avoid food waste. For example, you go to the supermarket and ask if there are any products that have today's date of expiration. And if yes, they give them for free to you. Also, they have some leftovers like vegetables they didn't sell, and fruit, and so on. And it says that many people in America try to avoid food waste and do veganism culture now. So, as far as I understand, not very popular, right?
What do you think, Cassie?
I've never really heard of anybody doing that, and honestly, it sounds like you guys have like a pretty high opinion of what we do for food waste, but I
Yeah.
It's fine. We actually don't do that, but we were really interested because actually many books talk about that. Books that we
Neighbors, people, and things like that. So we do have programs in the community, actually that a lot of parents around here are helping out with vegan kids. It's called, one of them is called, our neighbors table. And that is where people can take food donations and they open it to the public, families in need, and they can go and shop for their groceries. We also have a lot of food pantries, often run by churches, who do the same thing. You can drop off all your food donations. We would have different collections around town, and people volunteer to go around to these neighborhoods, and people will put like bags of, canned goods and things, and then local farms will donate any crops like bananas, corn, fresh things that maybe weren't sold at the farmer's market, and local families can go and shop for the food they need. And even more recently, they're starting to have old items because people are donating old refrigerators and things like that. So they have milk, eggs. I think a local farm around here donates something like, I can't remember the number, but hundreds of dozens of eggs and gallons of milk for families that need it because it's going to be expired soon. And before COVID, our students here, you guys know the trash bins out in the hallway that say, we were starting a big recycling program that got kind of halted, but the kids here are offered free breakfast and lunch right now through like a government program, and if they don't eat it or want all of it, it comes with like a meal, a fruit, a vegetable, and milk. They can put it on a cart at the end if they're not going to eat it, and then at the end of the day, that gets picked up again by somebody like our neighbor's table, and it goes to after-school programs and things like that. So, and our 8th graders are going to learn about programs in our community like that, so it's exciting.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's basically one of the systems described there. Thank you for this explanation. Very extended, perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, we needed to hear that. Very good ideas, guys. Yes, sure.
Hold on. All right, go ahead. Cooper, he has a question. Loud and proud.
What are your guys' favorite food?
Wait.
Favorite food?
Oh, favorite
Hey,
food.
Ma.
Yeah, we've got a lot to tell you about.
Yeah.
Favorite food, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, starting the thing with our favorite food, I can mention our traditional food as one of my favorite ones. For example, it's bishparmak. Shortly, it's meat with meat. It's just meat, onion, maybe there's some potatoes. So, continue this. All of our national food basically bases on meat. But we really love it.
Usually horse meat.
Yes, horse meat
We
is
have
delicious.
we have a big diversity of different nationalities, so we have a big diversity of national cuisines. Like we have Russian cuisine, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstani cuisine, popular in our country.
Yeah, and we all eat them.
So one of them is, I think, rice. In other words, plov. At home, my family really appreciate that food, and because of this, I need to cook every day rice because we like it.
We don't only eat local food though. Like we also Kazakhstan free food is also really popular here, and the consumption of it is actually really high.
And because of the globalization, we have different sorts of food too. For example, McDonald's and KFC's, like in America, we have in our city too. So we can try those burgers, fries, and different sorts of food. And so in Kazakhstan, we have different types of food because of globalization. And yeah.
And we like them.
And what about you?
Is Asian food popular in your country?
Yes.
Yes.
What kind of Asian food though?
What kind of Asian food? Michael.
Chinese food is very popular here.
Okay, Chinese food. Cooper?
Japanese food, like sushi and ramen is really good.
Sushi. Okay. That.
Indian.
Indian food. Also very popular. Charlotte?
Thai food.
Thai food. Okay. A lot of it. Okay. So yeah, those are the four.
Italian food.
That's not Asia. That's okay. Okay, but what is somebody's favorite food doesn't necessarily have to be Asian food.
Italian.
Okay, so what is Italian? What is Italian food, Mr. Page?
Spaghetti, meatballs, or pizza.
Okay, Cooper?
Medium rare cooked steak.
What is that, Cooper?
Steak.
Oh, steak. I thought you said like something before that.
Medium rare.
Medium rare cooked steak.
Okay.
Okay. Bobby? Okay, Bobby likes Indian food. Okay. What is the specific type of Indian food that you like, Bobby? Tikka masala. Okay. Okay, Noah?
I enjoy eating sushi, and I also like this food called poke. I don't know if you've heard of it. I think it's Hawaiian, and
Loud and proud, Noah.
it's a big bowl of rice and tuna and different fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, we also like sushi. I think like it's the key food to every party here.
It's very tasty, I would say.
Yeah.
Sushi is very tasty.
We love them.
Okay, Michael?
I like pad thai.
Pad thai, okay. Could be any food, doesn't it? Yeah. Loud and proud, Miss Kara. I couldn't hear you, so macaroni and cheese. Right?
Cheeseburger.
And cheeseburger. All right, Bennett, last one.
Mexican food.
Mexican food, which involves what?
Tacos, burritos, quesadillas.
Okay. Yep, that's all good. Okay.
Seems
Good.
like we're going to talk about food for a very long time, right?
Yeah, I can notice masks on you guys. Do you still have quarantine or something?
Yeah, we're still wearing masks. What was the question?
Like, do you still have quarantine or like, yeah, any limits here?
Okay, are we still in quarantine? Do we have any limits that are happening right now? Cassidy?
It kind of depends a lot from state to state. Like, we're not really required to wear a mask a lot of places in Massachusetts anymore. But in other states, like, you kind of still have to wear it everywhere. It's just if you're vaccinated, you don't really have to do it. But in school, we have to wear a mask.
Oh, are you guys vaccinated?
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people, most of us are, some people are not. It's a personal choice. We don't really go around asking people for their vaccination status usually, but some people are willing to answer.
So let's talk about quarantine in our schools. For example, in the beginning of 2019, our school sent all of students to home, and we started from our home, like online. And can you tell us about the process, about the change in your daily life?
Like, yeah, how did online study affect on your life?
Advantages, disadvantages?
Okay, did you guys hear that?
No.
Okay, so some of them did, some of them didn't. The question was, how did online study or remote learning affect your life? Okay, over the past year. Cassidy, sorry.
We did like last year. We kind of did like half online and half in school. But like as far as it like affecting our life, I feel like we did not learn last year. Like we just didn't.
Okay, so Cassidy said it was hard to learn last year in remote. Cooper, go ahead.
Well, I actually think we helped with it because I did like fully remote last year.
Ah.
I feel like I learned better. I could get my work done in on time, and I feel like it was an easier way to learn, and I had more free time to do that fun stuff.
Okay, Kara?
I also feel like being online means that like it's hard for
hard to learn new concepts online. Yeah, so we had the option here at the school last year. Some people had the option to go fully remote, so be totally online all the time, while other students were half in school, half the week, and then half at home the other half of the week. And that was a challenge for a lot of people. Go ahead.
I think it's good though. Like, I really like the online education, and I think I would even prefer it much more than the offline one, because I agree with the guy here. I could really like have my work done in hours and just have much more time for my family and for myself and for like self-development books and and now here at school we spend like much more time on the education, and I think it's kind of useless. Like if you think about it, we had much more time at home, but the quality was almost the same, at least for me. And what did you prefer? Like, what did you like more, the online education or the in-person one?
Okay, so the question is, which did you prefer, online education or in person? Michael.
I think they both have their advantages and disadvantages. Like at home, you can't do something like a science experiment safely or as well as you can in school. But you also can get your work done much more efficiently and have a lot of free time afterwards. So I think it's kind of just like a trade-off.
Okay, Bobby. Yeah, you gotta talk a little bit louder, Bobby.
Like as people said, I like online better because they work done really well, and if you have more free time and it's like I feel like it's the same thing on
So not being able to go to school in your pajamas, added bonus. Cassie.
As much as I think I didn't learn on remote, I kind of like online school better because I could see and not see anybody.
Okay, Noah.
I think I enjoy in-person school a lot better than remote school because I like being able to see everyone in school and I enjoy doing group projects. I also think it's easier to get extra help on things or ask questions when you're in person with the teacher.
Yeah, it makes sense. We know that your class is almost over, and we'd like to say thank you for participating in this meeting and sharing your personal experience, your thoughts about different topics, and we really appreciate it. And thank you for you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thanks.
Bye. Appreciate it, guys. Very interesting. Thank you. Bye.